the human who shocked her entire race commander. Zara watched the strange ship approach their station with growing concern. The vessel looked nothing like the sleek designs her people had perfected over thousands of years. This craft appeared rough and patched together like someone had built it from spare parts. Her second-in-command, Lyra, stepped beside her at the observation deck. The young officer had never seen an alien ship before, and her silver eyes were wide with curiosity. "The ship belongs to a species called humans," Zara explained. "They come from a small blue planet in the outer rim. Their technology is primitive, but they somehow managed to reach our space." Lyra frowned. "How is that possible, Commander?" "Our scientists said faster than light travel requires advanced quantum understanding. These humans must be incredibly intelligent." Zara shook her head. "That is what troubles me. Our intelligence reports suggest they are not particularly advanced. They have only recently developed basic space travel. Yet here they are requesting permission to dock at our most secure research facility." The communication panel buzzed with an incoming transmission. Zara accepted the call and a strange face appeared on the screen. The creature had short dark hair and unusual pale skin. Its features were unlike anything in their galaxy databases. "This is Captain Amy Rodriguez of the exploration vessel, New Hope, requesting permission to dock. We come in peace and wish to establish diplomatic relations." Zara studied the human female with interest. The creature spoke their language perfectly, which was impressive. Most species required translation devices for first contact. Amy Rodriguez appeared confident, despite being completely outnumbered, and surrounded by superior technology. "Permission granted, Captain Rodriguez. You may dock at Bay 7, but be aware that you will be under constant surveillance." "Thank you, Commander. We understand your caution and appreciate your hospitality," Amy replied, with what appeared to be a friendly expression. After ending the transmission, Lyra turned to her commander. "Should we alert the High Council about this development?" "Not yet. Zara decided I want to meet with this human first and assess their true intentions. Something about this situation feels unusual." An hour later, Zara and a security team waited in the docking bay as the human ship landed. The vessel was even more primitive up close, with visible repair patches and outdated propulsion systems. Yet, it had somehow traveled across the galaxy to reach them. The airlock opened and 3 humans emerged. The leader was clearly Amy Rodriguez, who stood with remarkable confidence despite being in hostile territory. Behind her came 2 other humans, a tall male with brown hair named Jake, and a smaller female called Lisa. "Welcome to Station Kepler." Commander Zara greeted them while her security team remained alert. "We are honored by your visit, though we must admit surprise at your presence here." Amy smiled and extended her hand in what appeared to be a greeting gesture. "Thank you for allowing us to dock, Commander. We know this is unusual, but we felt it was important to make contact." Zara hesitantly touched the human hand and felt warm skin unlike her own cool metallic flesh. The contact was strangely pleasant, which caught her off guard. "Please follow me to the conference room, Amy. We have much to discuss." As they walked through the station corridors, Zara noticed how the humans observed everything. With intense curiosity, their eyes moved constantly, taking in details and analyzing their surroundings. This behavior was very different from most species who showed either fear or arrogance during first contact. The conference room was designed to intimidate visitors with its massive curved walls and holographic displays, showing the power of their civilization. But Amy and her team seemed completely unimpressed. They sat down casually as if they were in their own meeting room. "Commander," Zara began, "I must ask how your species managed to develop faster than light travel. Our records indicate that such technology requires centuries of advanced scientific development." Amy leaned forward with an expression that seemed almost amused. "Commander, that assumption might be your first mistake about humans. We do not develop technology the same way other species do." Lyra, who had been quietly observing, spoke up. "What do you mean by that, Captain Rodriguez? Instead of spending centuries perfecting one approach," Amy explained, "humans try thousands of different methods at once. We fail constantly, but we learn from every failure. When one path does not work, we immediately try 10 others. Most species would call this inefficient, but it gets results." Zara found this concept difficult to understand. In her civilization, progress came through careful planning and systematic research. The idea of deliberately accepting failure seemed wasteful. Amy continued, "Your people have incredible technology, Commander, but you follow very predictable patterns. Humans are unpredictable. We solve problems in ways that make no logical sense yet somehow work." To demonstrate her point, Amy pulled out a small device that looked like it was assembled from random components. "This is our faster-than-light engine," she announced. "The core component is based on a theory our scientists developed just 5 years ago. The device was clearly inferior to anything their civilization could build, yet somehow it had brought these humans across the galaxy." Zara felt a strange mixture of fascination and unease. "Your engine design appears highly unstable," Lyra observed. "How do you ensure safe travel?" "We do not," Amy replied with that same mysterious smile. "Human space travel has always been dangerous. We accept the risk because the alternative is staying home and wondering what else is out there." This attitude was completely foreign to Zara and her people. They had eliminated almost all risk from their lives through careful planning and advanced technology. The idea of deliberately choosing danger seemed almost insane. Over the following days, Amy and her team remained on the station as guests. Zara found herself spending more time with the human captain than protocol required. Something about Amy was different from any being she had ever encountered. Amy asked questions that no one had ever thought to ask. She wanted to know why their people had stopped exploring new regions of space, why they had not developed new art forms in the last 1,000 years, why their population had remained exactly the same size for centuries. These questions made Zara uncomfortable because she realized she did not have good answers. Her people had achieved perfection and stability, but Amy seemed to suggest this was somehow limiting. During one conversation, Amy made an observation that shocked Zara completely. "Commander, your people have solved every major problem they ever faced. You have unlimited energy, perfect health, and incredibly advanced technology. But when was the last time anyone in your civilization felt truly excited about anything?" The question hit Zara like a physical blow. She tried to remember the last time she had felt genuine excitement or wonder about anything new. But her life had been the same routine for decades with only minor variations. Amy seemed to notice her reaction. "Humans are different. Commander, we never solve all our problems. When we fix one challenge, we immediately find 10 new ones to work on. We are always struggling, always growing, always changing." That night, Zara could not rest properly. Amy's words kept echoing in her mind. She began to examine her own life and the lives of everyone around her. When had they all become so predictable and safe? The next morning brought alarming news. Long-range sensors detected a massive fleet approaching their system. The ships belonged to the Dominion, an aggressive empire that had been expanding across the galaxy for years. "Commander, we must evacuate the station immediately." Lyra reported the Dominion fleet will arrive in 6 hours, and they have enough firepower to destroy everything in this system. Zara felt the familiar weight of responsibility and fear. Her people had always avoided conflict through careful diplomacy and strategic retreat. They would abandon the station and flee to safety as they had done many times before. But Amy had a different reaction. When she heard about the approaching fleet, her eyes lit up with an expression Zara had never seen before. The human actually seemed excited about the danger. "Captain Rodriguez, you and your team should leave immediately." Zara informed her, "This is not your fight, and your ship cannot survive against Dominion warships." Amy shook her head. "Commander, what if there was a way to stop them? What if we did not have to run?" "That is impossible," Lyra protested. "The Dominion has hundreds of ships and weapons that can destroy planets. We cannot fight them." Amy smiled that mysterious smile again. "You are thinking like your people always think, Commander, looking for the safe, logical solution. But what if we tried something completely different over the next hour?" Amy explained her plan. It was absolutely insane and violated every principle of military strategy that Zara had ever learned. The plan involved using their primitive human ship as bait, while somehow turning the station defensive systems into an offensive weapon. the idea would never work according to all military theory. Yet something about Amy's confidence made Zara consider possibilities she had never imagined before. "Commander, we do not have time for debate," Lyra urged. "The evacuation ships are ready and we must leave." Now Zara looked at Amy, who was waiting quietly for her decision. The human had not tried to pressure her or argue further. She simply waited with calm confidence. For the first time in her long life, Zara made a decision that was not based on careful analysis and risk assessment. She chose to trust this strange human and attempt something that should have been impossible. The next few hours were unlike anything Zara had ever experienced. Amy's plan required perfect